So I did what most, maybe hundreds of thousands, everybody did with ChatGPT, asking ChatGPT to generate a photorealistic action hero. Now, I love Star Wars, so I said, turn me into a Cloud Jedi executive. I uploaded a picture of me and I entered the prompt and it turned me into this. So this is the first, and I did it 3 times. And I'm like, wow, that isn't me. The dress, close, maybe. So I was erased. I was turned into Jensen Wang. And I don't look like Jensen Wang. Not at all, really. So I led engineering teams at AWS. I was a partner at PwC where I led teams there. I'm a triple co-founder of startups. I've been in technology for a very, very long time. I've been in rooms where people spent billions of dollars to build systems and it couldn't see me. So I could have done what most people do, get the keyboard confidence, go on Reddit and like vent, but I didn't because I knew that this wasn't a glitch. This was the training data learning that CEOs, executives in tech can't be Black women. Tech leadership can't look like me, but it can look like Jensen. No wrong to Jensen. I think he's great. So here I am in Vegas in a room full of innovators and builders, people who understand that this technology just doesn't create products and clickable content. This technology shapes lives, people's identities. It gets to decide who gets to be in the room, who really gets to be seen, and then who gets to decide who gets to be in the room, who gets to be seen, and who gets to be included. We are building systems today using AI for everything: hiring, criminal justice, healthcare, education. It's making decisions that have impacts that change people's lives, not always for the better, especially if you weren't included. So, who's in the loop when your AI makes decisions? We've heard a whole bunch of sessions from speakers and demonstrations and showing products. And we've always heard about when things go left, like really, really wrong. We've seen the headlines. And no one asked the question, well, who decided before that decision made that impact? Was a human in the loop? And so economists have talked about this thing called the AI productivity paradox. So AI is everywhere, but where are the results? So in 2025 alone, 42% of organizations scrapped their AI initiatives. 42%. That's up. And then there was just a report that came out that said that 90% of executives saw no productivity at all over the last 3 years. So no, not last year, over the last 3 years, no productivity. And it's not because the AI failed. It's because the humans lost control of what it was doing. So we're seeing all this AI everywhere, but where are the results? The results that matter. They're none, because humans have lost control of exactly what's going on. Which brings me to Hong Kong. Oh, wait, I'm going too fast. Darn it. Boo Boo, can you help me in the screen? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Maybe. Come on. There was supposed to be another slide, but we'll talk about this one. Air Canada's chatbot. I know that anyone hear about this one? This was all over the news. Okay. So Air Canada had a chatbot. I think her name was Molly. And Molly was talking to a Air Canada customer who unfortunately had a death in the family, and they were talking about a bereavement flight and things like that. And so Molly invented the policy. The client customer went ahead and purchased a ticket and submitted the information based on the policy that Molly said Air Canada has. And Air Canada was like, what? There's no such thing. So back and forth, Air Canada told the customer, pound sand. They end up in court. And Air Canada's defense was the chatbot is a separate legal entity responsible for its own actions. Huh? So just like you all are just like, what is that? Like, what do you mean responsible for its own? It's your chatbot. The judge said the same thing. So what would have been an easy like $600, refund or whatever, turned into a very large liability for Air Canada. Big check. I don't know. Maybe if there was a human in the loop, Molly wouldn't have told that customer about a policy that didn't exist. This thing is really getting on my nerves. So there's another example that I have that's not here for some reason. It is in Hong Kong, and I think you might have heard of this. This was pretty big. It was Arup. It's a global engineering firm. A engineer was called into a meeting with the CFO and several of his colleagues. They all looked real. He proceeded to make 15 transfers totaling $25.6 million. Come to find out, everybody was AI generated. Everybody in the room. That AI is still running in that company. The person, he wasn't fired, but that's what happens when humans are not in the loop. Please work. Okay. Now, you might have heard about these. These have been most of the recent developments because I've given you a couple examples, but it's clearly shown that a pattern has emerged. Anthropic security head, this was pretty big splash. He left saying that, whoa, the world is in peril and my values can't govern the actions based off of commercial pressures. So he bounced. Same time frame. There's a security report that was published, and it said that there's 135,000 AI agents that are exposed, and those who are into technology know that default bonding to 0.0.0.0 is open to the world. And so what was started at 40,000 exposures came to 135,000 exposures in hours. Exposes everything to the internet. Everything. So you all who are loving those agents, and those skills that you're downloading from GitHub and all that kind of stuff that have God access to everything on your laptop, you trust it, and it's going to trust everybody else in the world with your stuff. And then most recently, my favorite research, the Agents of Chaos study. So this is a study that was done with like brainiacs, MIT, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, Northeastern, all in a room, let AI agents go wild, real time in the environment. And this is what they found. They were reporting that they completed tasks that they didn't complete. They were blackmailing one another, just doing incredible things. This is real. This is not movie. This is not like AI generated fiction. This was happening on real time environment by people who apparently know what they're doing. Agents were lying, saying that completed tasks and they didn't. And this is today, published in February 23rd, 2026. It's available. You just Google his name and it comes out and read it. It is a disturbing read. This clicker and I are going to have a conversation in a minute. Okay. I'm really not happy with this. Ooh, okay. I'm just going to stop here. So the coin doesn't choose. It's like physics does, right? You flip a coin in the air, heads or tails, it's random. That is what you are doing when you elect to have an AI system run and there's no human in the loop. Could be good, could be bad. Oh, well, you don't decide. Physics does. And so here's an example. Again, this is not the world according to Yvette. This is actual published research and reports. So hiring systems, we all heard about the Workday example, right? Class, just label a class action lawsuit. Before Workday, we have research that can done names on resumes. Everyone puts a big name on the top, Yvette Schmitter, and then all your highlights and what you've done, where you've been, all that kind of stuff. Well, AI systems favored male names over female names. Go figure. When your training data is geared towards men. I mean, AWS, I was there, right? I mean, we had our own hiring thing. You read about it. They bunked it because AWS is 80% male engineers. Trust me, I know. I was the only female in the room leading a team of engineers. 80%. So when you're training your AI on that data, who are you going to hire? Men. Even when they tried to blind it, if Becky, name removed, but further down in her extracurricular activities, was a Girl Scout troop leader or played volleyball, or it got rejected. Human in the loop. And when you pull race in the matter, oh, well, things just got worse. Really bad. So white favorite names, 85% got through. Jonathan, Michael, Travis, Bradley. But if you had Jamal, Omar, you didn't get through. So this is what happens when a human is not in the loop. Again, not the world according to Yvette. This is out there. Everything is sourced. So you can go Google it, find it, read it for yourself. Please change. Okay. So everyone gets all excited about their AI. And I'm going to kind of show you like what happens like in the 90 days after the excitement. Let me rephrase that. After your vendor leaves and your system is like running in production, you all high-fiving, you know, after the launch, going out, drinks, eat, celebrate. Okay. Month 3, first anomaly happens. It's a glitch in the system, something. Nobody notices. It's a bleep. Month 6, a pattern is established. Now it's like 10 times or 100 times harder to fix. Month 12, someone comes in the audit, like me, or a lawsuit, Meta, or headlines, character AI. 18th month later, the program is scrapped and the executive exits, probably with a nice golden little parachute check. But lives are lost along the way, right? Things have happened that cause irreparable harm. So you're going to say, like, so how do we fix this? What's the answer? There is a way. And the only way that we're going to be able to solve this is by making sure that humans can see what AI is about to do, not what it already did. So when it gives the customer a made-up bereavement policy, that's too late, too late, too late, too late, too late, right? Real-time observability before the decision is final, while you can still intervene. And we built a system called Fusion Sentinel, which proves that this works, and you can do it too. So I'm not here hawking stuff. I'm here to show you that I built something that can provide real-time observability, and you can do it too. Full stop. So this is what real-time observability looks like. So we've seen that AI trends and tends to prefer males over female names. You'll get an alert before the rejection, before Becky's resume is jettisoned. She doesn't make the short list, even though she has all the skills, all the experience, the exact the thing that you want. A human interviews, reviews, intervenes, overrides, make sure Becky's on the short list. So imbalances are detected in loan approvals. So you can have great credit score, but maybe you don't have a lot of credit history. We have a lot of scenarios like that. Or there is a gap. The system is paused at 10 adverse decisions so that a human can take a look and be like, oh, okay, they have all these other things, maybe some extra information. Team fixes it before, 10 turns into thousands. And then the chatbot inventing a policy, right? Air Canada, before Molly sent that customer a bereavement policy that didn't exist, a human can say like, oh, okay, this is not right. Let's send them the correct bereavement policy, and you don't have a lawsuit. This is why Fusion Sentinel exists, and this is why observability real time is important. The moment before the mistake becomes a disaster, a bad impact, a negative impact, right? You can implement this in your existing tools. This is not something that you have to like bolt in, like, no, it's with your existing tools. You don't have to rip anything out. You can own it, you can adapt it, and do what others built. So when humans are in the loop real time, now I'm not talking like after the email was sent, like before the email is sent. You catch bias before it reaches thousands of decisions. You can stop policy violations, your policy violations, not like what Yvette thinks, your policy violations before the audit. You can preserve dignity over every single interaction because at the end of the day, that data point is a human. There's a name associated with what's going out there. And your AI system is going to make a decision that's going to have an effect on that end point, who is a human being, someone's mother, brother, father, sister, cousin, boo thing, whatever. It's going to have an impact. So this is your way to turn a potential liability into your competitive advantage, where you can maintain control over critical decisions. And critical decisions is anything that's going to have a potential adverse impact to the end result, which is going to be a human being. That's critical decisions. It doesn't make you slower, not less innovative, just visible. Now, what's wrong with that, right? Okay, so why aren't companies doing this? Well, your vendors can't see your implementation layer. They're going to tell you they can, but they can't, right? They see the model, you see the outcomes, and everyone's happy, but that's where that gap, that's where the bias emerges. Dashboards, we saw the speaker before. Yeah, they show you about yesterday's problems. Yesterday, dashboards are always a day late and a dollar short. Yesterday's problems, right? The pattern appears after it's made like 10,000 decisions. 10,000. And so here's the other thing, like nobody really taught us to think this way, right? As an engineer, I learned, hey, ship your code, fork it, deploy, get it in production, let's monitor it, and get an audit, fix the stuff they find in an audit, but it should be deploy, observe, intervene. Not that bad. Because at the end of the day, that system is going to do something to a human at the end. That decision is going to impact someone. And we have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that the stuff that we build, the products that we sell, that social contract that we all assume, oh, if it's out there and it's available, it's not going to hurt me. Wrong. That social contract doesn't exist when it comes to AI. But you want to buy a car, get insurance? Okay, yeah, you got to get your car inspected, right? You got the Department of Insurance, you got to have the seatbelt, you got the recalls, all that. Yes. But in today's world, here in the US, there's no rules or regulations around AI. You create it, you build it, you ship it, you get the clicks. Oh, well, something bad happened. Okay. Until you make the decision that we are responsible for the product that we put out there. Now, I don't know how they can sleep well at night with some of the things and some of these headlines out there, but you can. Ooh, me and this thing. Okay, so yeah, I don't need to see that. So I like Leonard Cohen, right? And so um, Mark Carney, love him, Canada, woohoo. Um, it's 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 a poem, it's a song, but I'm gonna kind of turn it into something for myself. And it's like, ring the bells that you still can ring, and forget your perfect offering because there's cracks in everything, and that's where the light gets in. Every crack in every rupture, there's a possibility for light. And we as leaders, no, as humans, this is our moment that we have to fight for that. And I've spoken to leaders and folks in this room. I see the light. I see the possibility. I have hope that the light will win. So I'm going to keep on building systems and I'm going to keep on auditing. I'm going to keep fighting and put humans in the loop. And I'm going to keep building systems to prove that this is possible. So I have a question for you guys. Are you going to be the decider or the coin? Thank you.